Klaus was released in 2019 on Netflix and was directed by Sergio Pablos. Klaus tells the story of Jesper, who has the perfect life of his own until his dad sends him to a town where he can do mailing, and then a bunch of kids give him these letters, so he gives them to his friend Klaus, and he makes all the toys, and then they go off on a journey together. It's a bit, I know I kind of summarised the story wrong, but it's the best I can summarise it, because I think the story, I don't want to spoil it, to be honest. Klaus came out last year. It was a major hit on Netflix. Loads of people watched it. Loads of people loved it. It got phenomenal reviews. Nearly everyone has said that this was one fantastic film. I did see it twice actually. I actually saw it in art class in school. Not all of it, I saw half of it. And I enjoyed it. I actually thought it was pretty good. I then decided to watch the whole thing by myself. And I actually enjoyed it as well. So, last night I watched Klaus again for this review. And you know what? I just want to say, this story is incredibly generic and predictable. But does that make it bad? Now hear me out. I just said the story is really cliche, really generic, and just so predictable. It's beyond generic. We've seen this story millions of times before. This guy has a perfect life. He goes off to a town he doesn't want to be. You know what? We've seen it before. We know how this is going to go. But the execution of this story was wonderful. That's what made it a great film. It did use cliches, but it executed them so damn well. The story is just so wonderfully crafted. It has everything a great family animated film needs. Heart, emotional moments, humour, a good story, good characters. And it's just everything a good, like I said, good family film needs to make a great film. Not just an animation, but also a great live action family film. The story's just fantastic. It has some really great heart and emotional moments. I adore the ending of this film. The ending is so beautiful. It's lovely. It's a beautifully made ending. It had me in tears. It really was so close to hitting me cry. It's such a wonderfully told story. It has all the right beats. I can really see the team behind it had a plan. They wanted to use a cliche story, but they actually put so much effort in the story, and that's what made it such a wonderful story. It's just so wonderfully told. It's well crafted. It's just a brilliantly told story. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal story. The animation is amazing. It's really good 2D animation. However, it does remind me of those old 2D Christmas animations from years ago. Not that that's a bad thing. I do feel it's very old-fashioned. The character movements, the facial expressions, the animation style. Not that that's a bad thing. Like I said, it's very old-fashioned, like it will just remind you of some really old 2D animated films, but I think it's kind of what makes the animation look nostalgic in a way. It can bring back memories of when you did watch, those old 2D animations when you were, very young. I like that about it. I thought the animation is it's wonderful. It's beautiful to look at. And this is on Netflix, and it has just such gorgeous animation to look at. It's beautiful. It's beautifully done. Jesper is a really good protagonist. I really like his character arc, and I just really liked seeing him on screen. The voice acting was brilliant. He just had a really good character. He was a little unlikable at points, but he became more likable, and you start to like him more as the movie progresses. Now, J.K. Simmons as Klaus, though, he is hands down the best character in the movie. I love this guy. He was just excellent. This is one of J.K. Simmons' best roles put out there. He's just a wonderful character. He's wonderfully written, wonderfully acted. He's just excellent. However, I do have one flaw with the movie. Well, scratch that. I have two flaws. I'll get to my second flaw in a moment. I kind of wish we got to learn more about Klaus's wife. Perhaps if you had 2 or 3 flashbacks, I think it would have worked. Because I feel like while we get good backstory, I wanted a little more. I wanted to have a little more so we can make the movie feel more emotional and heartfelt. Again, the movie does have a lot of heart and emotional moments. I just think if you added 2 or 3 moments of his time with his wife, I think it could have maybe, it would have helped us learn more about her. But that's just me. That's just how I feel. But he's a great character. He's the best character in the film. Alva is good too. I liked her relationship with Jesper. The villains, however, here where we get to my second flaw with the film. I'm not saying the antagonists are bad characters. They're actually pretty good. I feel I don't really know them as much as I should know them. Again, they're decent, and I actually do like the way they're wrapped up, but it just, I don't know, something just felt a little missing. I think if they had like 2 extra moments with them to kind of let us learn more about them, it could have fleshed them out a little more, but that's just me. That's just how I feel. The other characters were great. The kids were great. The other adults were great. It's just, the characters are wonderful. It's a wonderful cast of characters. The music is also wonderful. It really fits the theme of the movie, even the theme song. It's just, it's wonderful music. It's really well done music. So overall, Klaus, while I don't think it's perfect, but don't get me wrong, just because I don't think it's perfect, I only have 2 flaws, and the rating is very strong. It's a wonderful movie. It is beautifully done. It has an amazing written story. It executes the cliches the right way. The animation is stunning. The characters are great, and the music is awesome. It's just an amazing movie, and definitely one of the best Christmas films I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to give Klaus a 9 out of 10. It's a very strong 9 out of 10. So, that is it for my Christmas reviews. Yes, this is kind of my last Christmas review for this year. Did plan on, that was my plan. I was going to do 3 Christmas films. So far, I've done The Night Before Christmas, which was just cheesy as heck. I did Elf, which was very good. And now I did Klaus, which is amazing. But I don't know if I can do one more. I'll try and see if I can do another one before Christmas Day. I'll have a look. It might even be a Christmas special. It could be anything. It might not be a Christmas film. It could be a Christmas special. I'll have to think about it. But until then, skadoosh everyone and take care. And it's nearly Christmas!